Hello, I'm Shavaria Perry and I'm a hairstylist.
Hello, I'm Loretta Brown. I'm a hairstylist with 30 plus years here at Professional Touch Salon.
Hi, I'm Deborah Parks. I'm also a hairstylist at Professional Touch Salon.
Hi, I'm Darlene Gibson. I'm a hairdresser here at Professional Touch Salon. I've been in business now celebrating 40 years this year. Today we'll share with you good hair versus bad hair. What does that really mean?
What is good hair and bad hair? And what is your story about good hair and bad hair?
Well, there are things that people say good hair are. Straight hair, wavy hair, smooth hair, silky hair.
The ideal of good hair and bad hair came from way back before back when we went into slavery. The people who were generally of mixed heritage were considered to have the straighter, more prettier, good hair, and the darker skinned people with the kinky hair were considered to have to have bad hair. So that's kind of where it kind of started, and we just brought it along since then.
Yeah, so when they say good hair, that mentality of good hair, first of all, I want to clarify, all hair types and texture is good hair. It's no good hair, bad hair. So when you hear people say she has good hair, they mean it's wavy, it's straight hair, it's shining hair. And they also, when they say bad hair, they say it's nappy, it's kinky, it's frizzy, it's really curly. So they say mixed people have good hair. And then the darker complected people have bad hair. But at the end of the day, all hair is good hair. And what that did, it really divided the people. It put a division up. You got the light people with the straight hair, and then you got the darker people with the curly hair. So they put a division between us.
Well, when you look at good hair and bad hair with stylists, I think that yes, all hair is good, but to me, hair that is conditioned, hair that has been trimmed and kept neat on the ends without split ends, that's, as me as a professional, that's how I look at good hair. I don't care what texture it is.
Yes.
But if it's well kept, that's good hair.
Mm-hmm. And I totally agree with that. So there are like 8 different types of hair. So the first type that we have is the straight hair. It's just straight. The second type we have is wavy. It's an S shape to it. The third type we have is wavy. The S is a little bit more closer. And then the fourth type, where that curl is really starting to define, it's a little more like a ringlet. And then we go into the fifth, which is a defined curl, very curly, very curly. The C's are very curly, very curly. And then we go into the seventh, which that hair where they say it's bad hair, it begins to curl. It begins to curl. And then finally, the 8th is zigzag, 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 zigzag. So those are the 8 different types of hair that we have.
I tend to think that the curlier or the curlier or the ziggy, zaggier the hair is, the better it is for me to work with personally. Seems like I can do more with the curlier, the more kinkier hair. So in my definition, that if we had to choose, that would be good hair for me.
I love it because that hair has more body to it, doesn't it?
And you can just do so much more with it. I mean, it just forms. You can shape it and form it to how you want it to be.
I love it.
And it just flows. I just love it. I love working with it.
Yes.
Can you share what happened during slavery with black hair?
Well, Debbie just touched on that when she was talking about the good hair and the bad hair and how they separated the women and the men. If they had the finer hair or the softer hair, they worked in the house or closer to what you call back then the master or the slave owner. And the ones with the tighter, more kinkier hair, they were out in the fields, or that's how they separated them according to their hair and skin color.
And that's how we kind of got the ideal of separation, even now to this day, with the hair and the skin texture and all that. But also, when we first came here, 1600s, we came with nothing. I mean, they took us from our homeland with nothing that we were used to. We used to have, our hair was our glory. And I saw somewhere earlier that we're going to talk about crown and glory. Our hair was our glory. We would shape it with braids, and we would, the ideals that you could tell who or where somebody was from because of the type of hairstyle that they wore. When we were transitioned to this land, we didn't come with any of our things that we were used to working with.
So could you explain more about what they mean when your hair is your crown and glory?
Wow, your crown and glory. That means that your hair is a symbol of who you are, the type of person you are. It should be beautiful. It represents you, no matter how you wear your hair. It is your crown and glory. When people look at you, that's how they see you and identify you as, oh, she's so beautiful. Her hair is so beautiful. No matter if it's short, froey, long, silky, it is your crown. You're wearing your crown every day when they say your crown and glory. And it is so important that we know, no matter how you wear your hair, that it's a gift from God too.
Why was there a quest for straight hair, and who was Madam C.J. Walker?
Well, Madam C.J. Walker was a self-made, wealthy entrepreneur. She started her business back in the 1800s. She never went to school. She had to work at 6 or 7. She was working. Her parents died, and she was left with her sister and her brother-in-law. And she eventually left and came to St. Louis, Missouri. And when she came to St. Louis with her daughter, she knew how to write and read a little, but she really didn't know how to read and write. And she took night classes, and then she got a private tutor, and she started, at the same time, she started building her business. And she ended up being in the Guinness Book of World Records, because she was the first female to have built her business without getting it from like marriage and having money from that or from inheritance. So, and she did not, it's a myth saying that she invented the pressing comb. She did not invent the pressing comb. Also, she didn't invent relaxers. So her invention was about healing aids for the hair and scalp.
The pressing comb was actually invented in the 1800s in France.
Yes.
The women were trying to duplicate the Egyptian hairstyles. So they created this comb to kind of straighten their hair out, to kind of duplicate some of the Egyptian hairstyles. And then it was reinvented or repatented by Madam C.J. Walker and by Garrett Morgan later on.
Yes, and Madam C.J. Walker, she came up with that product because she was having some scalp issues. Her scalp was real flaky and dry and damaged. So actually she said that God gave that to her in a dream, the formulation. And then she added to it and through trial and error. Yeah. So she was persistent in getting it done, and she accomplished it. Yes.
You spoke of her scalp being irritated, and that has a lot to do with our products and the pressing comb, and even way back to the slavery time when we didn't have things to put in our hair. And because we weren't able to clean our hair, our scalp became irritated, and ringworms and bald spots and alopecia. And I'm just wondering if that had anything. I mean, things that happened back then can affect us so much as we go along in history. So
Yes, I bet it did, because when they brought us over in the ships, they were underground and so tight. Their hair was matted and everything when they came over, and they ended up shaving their heads off. They had to shave all that hair off, not their head, shave all the hair off.
a lot of that, sometimes they shaved it for punishment, and a lot of times they shaved it because of the ringworms, and they wore the scarves and the hats to try to protect it, because they didn't know. They didn't have anything else to use to help grow their hair, strengthen their hair, maintain their hair.
And that was one of the things she said, Madam C.J. Walker, was there weren't too many products that were formulated, or especially formulated for the scalp and hair, especially for African American women and people. So that's what made her go into, inventing it. And the pressing comb, where they got them from her, she said she did not invent the pressing comb, but she taught a lot of women how to use the pressing comb with her, some of her pomades and all of that. So it was real interesting.
Why do Black people judge each other on decisions that they make to the way they wear their hair?
It's a lot of controversy. That stereotype. They feel like if you're in the office, in corporate, you should have a certain image. And then even if you're on a newscaster, you should have that look.
What
that
is
straight
that look?
hair.
The straight.
Yeah,
Straight.
the look. That's the look, the straight hair, that European look.
Yeah.
Not your individuality of curly natural hair, but they want you to have a certain look.
Because in their eyes, that was the proper way to wear
look.
your hair.
Yes, yes.
So that made us transform how we were to be more like them. And that also, I hate to keep going back, but that also started in the same era.
Yes.
With us trying to be accepted in this new land when we did become free, to try to be and look and be accepted. So we started using stuff like lye on our hair.
Yes.
Just all kinds of crazy things just to
Have
be
that
a part.
look.
Okay, but I like her question. Why then, if we want to wear relaxers, what's the problem with it? If we want to wear relaxers, what's the problem with it? I think a person has a choice. Just because that happened back then, yes, that's fine. But I might want to wear a relaxer. Some people do. And I was watching interviews, and people really was like, well, you don't have to wear that. Our people were in handcuffs, or were made to wear our hair like this. So why do you not want to be natural? Why do you want to straighten your hair? So you have those people that try to look down on people that do want to straighten their hair.
But what we were saying is that's where it kind of started. They have ingrained that into our psyche, that's the way we're supposed to be.
I know, but her question was, once again.
But that's why.
Debbie, what was your question?
Why do Black people judge each other on the decisions that they make on the way they wear their hair?
Right.
Because that controversy, it goes back to, look at the Barbie dolls.
Yeah.
All the Barbie dolls, straight hair, real thin, light-skinned, white. Now, we finally got some Barbie dolls that look like us. And they're beautiful. So it goes back, it's just a controversy of that image.
And it has been
In corporate
ingrained
America, they want you to look a certain way, and certain jobs, it's okay to do that. And then even, there have been times like with American Airlines, they have fired people because they had dreadlocks.
Other companies.
In other companies, they fire people because the image, light, bright, straight hair, thin, tall, is just the way that mentality is.
So, do you think there has been any changes since then?
Since when exactly?
Since previously, people made decisions on how people look about their hair. So, you think we have evolved where now we accept people?
I think people are more open-minded. I know we're talking about hair, but I know like even with like Starbucks and companies like that, they're more open to people having tattoos. And so now it's like if you're open to people expressing themselves through like body art, corporate America has become more accepting to natural hair. I think it's more so they want it to look neat and tame. So like natural hair doesn't mean you just roll out of bed and you just went to work. Like, and so I think there's a miscommunication. It can be kind of misconstrued as to, oh well, they didn't hire me because they have natural hair, or they don't like my natural hair. No, maybe they just don't like that your natural hair is untamed. So I think that is part of it. And I think like for me, I guess like being a teacher and also working like in retail, there are certain appearance guidelines that are in place because they want the workers to look a certain way. And so I kind of feel like partially it could be discriminatory, but if you really have an issue with it, you know, like find somewhere else to work. But just, you know, as long as you're comfortable with how you wear your hair, I don't think anybody should have any issues with it.
So, can you explain about the different hairstyles that we have evolved, like jerry curls, the braids, and dreadlocks, and the impact they have on society?
I'll talk about the jerry curls, because that was back in my day.
You still do curls?
Yes, I do. I do.
I have one customer.
I do. So the jerry curls, they say it was invented by Jerry Redding, but the jerry curl was really invented by Willie Morrow, right? And the jerry curl was really popular, and it was great in its time because it put the moisture in the hair. So many people's hair was growing because of the jerry curl, but then it got to be a little bit too moisturizing where it was greasy, dripping, and when they got up, they was leaving spots on the back of the sofas and all. So the jerry curl kind of, it eased on out. And after the jerry curl left, we came in with blow dry hair, straight hair, smooth hair, hair that flow, hair that was precision, precise haircuts. That's where the industry went. And then from the nice blow dry styles and that transition, we moved on into now where we at right now with natural hair. Everybody's, you know, they call it the natural hair movement. But it's just now you can pretty much wear whatever you want to wear and feel good about it, because it's really hair. It's hair your whole look. It's hair everything. It's a part of you. It is your crown and glory, but it's also a freedom thing. You have the right to, transition.
Because what about people with no hair? They wearing bald heads.
That's the trend.
That's the trend also. They wearing bald heads or cut really short.
And the dreadlocks and the braids.
Yes, the knots.
The knots.
Bantu knots, Nubian knots.
You all are entrepreneurs as Black women. So, what's the effect of hair business being a Black woman?
It's a $500 billion business. It's a great business. We make up 98% of the business in Black hair. It's a great business.
Is there any last words or any comments or information that you would like for us to know about good hair and bad hair before we close?
I guess maybe I'll just share a short story. So I went natural maybe when I was like 15, 16, and this is my mom. And so going natural at that time, there weren't really that many product options, of course. So I said, I'm gonna go natural. This is during, I guess, like the neo-soul movement. And my mom was like, now, well, what are we gonna do with your hair? And I'm like, well, you're a hairstylist. Like, what do you mean? So I had really long hair, so I decided to go natural. The first time around, it didn't work out. I was like, this is just too much, too slow. So the second time around, I just said, you know what, you can just cut it. Like right before my 16th birthday, I said, okay, just cut it. So now it's called the Big Chop. But at that time period, it had no title. There weren't products made specifically to define your hair texture or, you know, like twist outs and things like that. The straw set had kind of just became popular. And so now that we've transitioned, I went into Target the other day. Like there's a whole section specifically for natural hair. Whereas before, you may have like a few products, like what's like Blue Magic, I don't know, some olive oil or something. But now, so now it's plenty of options. So there's no reason for anyone to feel constrained to have to wear a relaxer or have untamed natural hair. There's plenty of options now.
And I would also say that it's hard, but we need to learn to not put hair in a category. Whether you say good hair, that's good hair, or that's bad hair. Just remember, Ms. Gibson said, all hair is beautiful, but only when it's taken care of.
We have to love our hair, love what God gave us. He blessed us with it. We have to learn to love it, take care of it, and use it. I could be straight one day, I could be natural the next, I could be curly. I love it all. So it's all good hair.
Yes, and I totally agree with all you ladies. Good hair is healthy hair, and it's important to make sure you maintain your hair and know what products that's going to work for you and your hair. And it's important to make sure you under a professional care and getting your hair maintained, or as treatments, getting your hair cut. And then I also want to hit on the little, the biracial kids. And their moms a lot of times don't know what to do with their hair. My suggestion is to bring them into a professional African-American salon that they know how to take care of that curly hair and that frizzy hair, and they will work wonders with your hair. It's not the solution of they go cut it all the way down, and then other kids are cruel and they can be mean to them and, you know, give them a really hard time. But if you find a salon that really maintain that child's hair, it'll make a world of a difference for us how they feel about themselves. So that's so important too. So good hair, bad hair is healthy hair. That's all about healthy hair. So on the behalf of Professional Touch Salon International Team, we hope that we were able to embrace you at this moment, talking about good hair and bad hair, and that all hair is good hair. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.